Right now, the public sector trade unions have decided to continue putting pressure on government to accede to their 10% wage hike demands. A process will get underway to mobilize members towards strike action, with the notice due to be served on the 22nd of this month. Now, the unions are also planning to skip Friday's special council meeting with government meant to kickstart negotiations for the 2023-24 financial year. There will be pickets at the Minister of Finance and MEC's budget speech in the coming weeks. To discuss this further, I am joined by the President of Denosa, Simon Hlungwani. Thank you very much, Mr. Hlungwani, for your time here on eNCA. So government didn't respond to your demand of a 10% wage hike. What's the way forward?
Well, thank you for having us, and greetings to the viewers. I must say that government has responded to a memorandum of demand, but in an arrogant way. And on the call for the government to deal with the dispute, they then have not come to the party to look into it. And then subsequently to that, we have then unfolded our program that we had last year. And then for now, we are now on stage 2 or phase 2 of our program post the festive season, which means that, as you have explained, the activities that will happen during the budget speech at National Assembly, as well as the provincial legislatures by the Minister of Finance, as well as the MECs for finance in different provinces. Now, following that, it will be on the date of the budget speech of the minister, the notice will be served in accordance with the regulations to say a 7 days notice to strike will be issued on that regard. But essentially, it is to say we are demanding, and we're even urging the employer or government to come to the party, close the chapter of 2022 wage negotiations properly, find a way of resolving the dispute, and then afterwards, the other processes of the following financial year can be started. That's what we hold as a view, as the unions that have together worked in this public press statement that we've had today.
So are you still planning to serve a notice to Down Tools on the 22nd of Feb?
Yes, the regulations require that a notice is served. It's a notice of 7 days. So we are planning on serving a notice on the 22nd, which will then, the notice will take effect immediately for 7 days notice period in order for the strike that can commence thereafter, that 7 days immediately after. So that's what we are planning as agreed as these joint unions, yes.
Will any public services be disrupted?
Well, it is a given that public services will definitely be disrupted when there is a strike. It is our wish that government can come to the party, at least attempt to resolve the dispute or the impasse, because failure to engage and resolve the impasse is what is leading to the second phase being carried out. Whichever way it could have been, if there was dialogue, if there was an attempt to engage, it could have been averted and prevented. It was going to require that maybe government could compromise, and if they had compromised, us as unions would have had no choice but to compromise into what do we then revise from what were tabled at the initial stage, then into something that we could find an amicable resolve, because that was a desirable wish for us.
When you talk about the public sector, you talk about services that are also very important, like your health services and policing services. So will that also be badly affected?
As you might know, we have what we call essential services categories of employees or services within the public health, as well as the police or security clusters and all that. That ordinarily the law prohibits the activities or withdrawal of services completely. Now, in order to manage that, what is required is that there should be what we call minimum service level agreements. And we know at the current moment we do not have. It is our wish that we will engage the employer to say, given this, we need to agree on the rules on how to apply this. And we're going to also approach the Essential Services Commission to say failure to resolve this matter is rendering the country in a difficulty. But other than that, it simply means that we must find the best way to manage these whole processes so that we do not render the country in a difficult situation, either for workers or for the public in general. So it is essential that we come to the party and talk to each other. But at the current rate, we see an arrogant employer in the name of government not willing to engage. And that's what is a problematic part. And that's what can complicate the strike. When there is a will to engage, at least things can be manageable.
All right, Mr. Hlungwani, thank you very much for your time. That was President of Denosa, Simon Hlungwani, speaking to us there.